There are American towns where going off-grid is not a lifestyle choice. It is the law of the community, because the Amish who live there are barred by their own church from connecting to the power grid in the first place. We ranked 10 of these towns across 9 states, from the Deep South to the Rocky Mountain frontier, weighing land prices, climate, isolation, and how far that no-grid culture has spread beyond the Amish themselves. Some sit on dirt-cheap desert acreage with year-round solar potential. Others demand survival through brutal mountain winters, and a few have quietly normalized off-grid living for every neighbor in the county. Starting at number 10, one Tennessee settlement has been proving this concept since 1944. In the 10th place, Etheridge, Tennessee stands as a rare example where off-grid living is woven into the fabric of everyday life, not just for the Amish, but for the wider rural community. Founded in 1944, the Etheridge settlement has grown to over 2,000 Swartz and Truber Amish, making it the largest Amish community in the South. Here, electricity and indoor plumbing are deliberately avoided, and even the familiar orange safety triangles are absent from buggies. Land in Lawrence County can be found for as little as $5,000 an acre on the low end, with private wells and septic or outhouse systems already expected by local code. The result is a county where no-grid living is not an oddity, but a practical, accepted way of life, setting a baseline for what true off-grid normalization looks like in the American South. Number 9. Salmon, Idaho turns the idea of frontier living into a daily reality. Anchored by Idaho's only Amish community, founded in 2012, Salmon sits at the edge of the Salmon Chalice National Forest, where the wild is never far from the doorstep. The population is small, about 120 people in a single church district, but what sets Salmon apart is its true sense of isolation. The nearest Amish neighbors are hours away in Montana, and the surrounding land is some of the most sparsely populated in the state. For both Amish and non-Amish residents, drilling wells and setting up solar panels aren't experiments. They're standard practice for making life work out here. 4 distinct seasons shape every decision, from heating to access, and wilderness isn't just a backdrop, it's the context for everything. In Salmon, off-grid living means planning around nature, not convenience, and the appeal lies in the freedom that remoteness brings. 8th place belongs to Bee County, Texas, where the Amish experience is defined more by separation than by size or landscape. Founded in 1999 by families from Tennessee, this small settlement sits deep in the brush country, with the nearest other Amish community over 450 miles away. The land here is some of the most affordable in Texas, and the hot, sun-drenched climate makes solar setups practical for anyone seeking off-grid independence. Unlike more connected Amish regions, Bee County's isolation is as much social as it is geographic, shaping a culture where self-reliance is the rule. For non-Amish residents, that means off-grid living isn't just tolerated, it's a way of life that's already understood by neighbors. Number 7, La Jara, Colorado stands out for its regional approach to off-grid living in the heart of the San Luis Valley. Here, the off-grid culture stretches well beyond a single Amish settlement, thanks to 2 other small Amish communities just a short drive away. The valley's high elevation delivers strong sunlight year-round, making solar power not just feasible, but practical for daily use. Well water is the norm, and septic or outhouse systems are widely accepted, smoothing the way for newcomers who want to build without public utilities. Land prices in this part of Colorado are among the lowest in the state, with 5-acre lots often listed for less than $8,000. This cluster effect creates a supportive environment where living off the grid is familiar, affordable, and likely to endure. Number 6, Rexford, Montana pushes the concept of off-grid living into true winter territory. As Montana's oldest Amish settlement, Rexford sits in the far northwest, where isolation is measured in miles of forest and months of snow. Land here is remote and often more affordable than in Montana's booming valleys. But the real price is paid in resilience. Winters are long and severe, demanding serious commitment to wood heat and well maintenance. The community's annual school auction draws neighbors together, but daily life is defined by self-reliance and preparation for cold that can stretch from October into May. For anyone drawn to off-grid life as a test of endurance, Rexford stands out as the clearest example of survival by design rather than by choice. Number 5. St. Ignatius, Montana, stands at the intersection of tradition and transformation in the Mission Valley. As the second Amish settlement in Montana, St. Ignatius is more than a cluster of plain farms. It is a place where the Amish approach to off-grid life has seeped into the wider community. The valley's sweeping views of the Mission Mountains frame a landscape where drilled wells, wood heat, and alternative sanitation are familiar, not fringe. Land around St. Ignatius remains relatively affordable, though the rise in tourism has begun to reshape the market and add new pressures. What sets this area apart is the way long-standing Amish presence has made living without public utilities not only normal for Amish families, but increasingly accepted by their English neighbors. Here, cultural tolerance for self-reliance has become a local standard. Number 4. The New Mexico Amish settlement on the Colorado border offers a rare glimpse of off-grid opportunity still in its early stages. Founded in 2020, this community is one of the newest Amish districts in the country, with around 30 families making their home in the high desert just south of the state line. The land here is strikingly affordable. Listings in northern New Mexico routinely fall below $3,000 per acre, and even larger parcels can be found for less than $2,000 an acre. Off-grid systems are nothing new to the region. Well water, solar power, and septic or composting toilets are already the norm for many non-Amish locals. Unlike more established settlements, this area hasn't seen a rush of tourism or speculative buying, so the market remains open and prices low. But the youth of the community brings uncertainty as well as promise, making it a frontier for those willing to build from the ground up. Coming to the top 3, Pontotoc County, Mississippi stands out as a rare Deep South outpost where off-grid living is enforced as a matter of community rule, not just personal preference. The Swartzentruber Amish settlement here, established in 1995 by families from Etheridge, Tennessee, is one of only 2 Amish communities in the entire Deep South. What sets this place apart is its zero-grid policy. No electric lines, no public water, and no exceptions. Land in Pontotoc County remains among the most affordable in the region, drawing interest from those seeking low-cost acreage with few zoning obstacles. The climate is hot and humid, but that brings its own advantages. Solar panels and rainwater collection systems work efficiently year-round, and the extended growing season supports a self-sufficient lifestyle. For those willing to adapt to the heat and humidity, Pontotoc County proves that disciplined, non-grid living can thrive even in the demanding environment of the southern United States. Number 2. Hewlett, Wyoming stands out as a proving ground for anyone serious about off-grid independence. Amish families first settled near Hewlett in 2011, and the pace picked up after 2019, with 4 additional communities choosing the High Plains as their new home. The landscape is classic open range, wide, rolling grasslands broken by stands of pine and the distant shadow of Devil's Tower. Here, the practical realities of off-grid living are shaped by Wyoming's relentless wind and long, punishing winters. Well water is accessible, but every system, whether it's a solar array, a wind turbine, or a wood stove faces real tests when temperatures plunge and snow piles up. Land in Crook County has historically traded at some of the lowest prices in the region, and with no state income tax, the financial barrier to entry remains low. For those who can handle the environmental demands, Hewlett offers one of the strongest trade-offs between cost, freedom from public utilities, and a community where off-grid solutions are already woven into daily life. And finally, in first place, Cashton, Wisconsin stands out as the most established and accessible answer for those seeking true off-grid living anchored by Amish tradition. Deep in Monroe County's driftless region, Cashton's Amish community is among the oldest in the state, with roots stretching back to the 1960s. This area isn't just home to a handful of plain farms. It's a regional hub where Amish culture shapes everything from local infrastructure to land use. Motor coach and car tours have run for decades, signaling a rare openness and a steady flow of outside interest. Wisconsin itself is now the fourth largest Amish state in the country. And that scale brings a sense of permanence and acceptance that's hard to find elsewhere. The local terrain, rolling hills, fertile soil, and abundant groundwater makes well drilling straightforward, and the tradition of alternative sanitation stretches back generations. For non-Amish buyers, the neighboring towns of Wilton and Hillsborough offer additional affordable acreage, expanding options for anyone wanting to build off-grid. In Cashton, the question isn't whether outsiders can adapt. It's how soon they'll feel at home in a place where self-reliance is already the rule. Across all 10 places, one pattern stands out. Where Amish off-grid traditions thrive, true independence from utilities is locally normalized and land stays affordable. For anyone chasing simple living, this isn't theory, it's real opportunity. Would you trade grid power for a shot at this lifestyle? Which spot surprised you most?